Do you know you can get Escherichia coli, that is E. coli, from using the public toilet? If you don't know, now you know. So this video is definitely for you. Oh, no! Good day everyone and welcome back to Nurses Lecture Room YouTube channel. My name is Mercy Mary, popularly known as a nurse with a difference, and I make learning easy and accessible for all my viewers. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to avoid public bathroom germs. Tips on how to avoid public bathroom germs. But before I go, do you know that simply flushing your toilet releases about 60% of aerosol into the air 3 feet above the seat? This particular research was published in 2020 by the Physics of Fluid. Before we go into details in today's class, if you are new on our YouTube channel and these are content you are interested in, please click on that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Mercy Mary saying thank you. Let's go there. Alright, welcome back. This particular video was prompted by a question asked by one of our subscribers whose name is Gloria King 624. So I'm going to be reading the question out before I go straight into the point. She said, please, can you teach us how to use the toilet in a way we will not get infection, especially when you share toilets with people in the house? So this particular video is not just only for people who share toilets in the house, it is also for people who share toilets when they go outside. We all know that even if you don't share toilets while you are in the house, definitely when you go to work, you go to school, or you go outside and you are prompted to either urinate or pass fecal matter, which is number 1 or number 2 respectively, what comes to your mind is to look for the nearest restroom and get yourself sorted out. Even if you try to hold it as much as you can, don't allow diarrhea disgrace you in public because you will have no option. The next thing you will be thinking of is to use the nearest toilet and not to get home as soon as possible. So on this particular video, I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how to use a public restroom and also tips on how to use a shared bathroom at home. You know, this whole thing depends on the toilet you are seeing and depends on where you are located. So I'm going to be breaking it down. All I want you to do is to watch this video to the end and get useful insight. Don't skip any point because they are very, very important. So let's go to the simpler one before we graduate into the more complex one. So the first thing I will advise you to do, the first and most easiest thing when you are using a public toilet is to what? Is to do it quickly. Yes, but fast as soon as possible. You've seen videos of videos trending online where women like saying, oh, their husbands spend a lot of time in the toilet with their phone. If you are using a public toilet, you don't have to spend as much time as you normally spend in your home toilet or in a toilet that is personally for you. You have to do it as quickly as possible. This is because the bathroom area generally contains germs, bacteria, even in the air. Alright? So you have to do it quickly and come out. But when doing it quickly, that does not mean you should not remember to wash your hands. Alright? That does not mean you should not remember to wash your hands. Then I'll take me to the number 2 point, which is wash your hand properly. After using a public toilet, the next thing that should come to your mind is washing your hand properly. See, these hands, we've underestimated it. We feel nothing is going to happen. But washing your hands properly, like the bags, the hole, everywhere, washing it properly is going to go a long way to reduce bacterial infection. Then the third one I have to share with you is dry your hands with paper towel. Yes, dry your hands with paper towel. So when you finish washing, don't quickly, you understand, the quick one, put it in your clothes. No. All you have to do is to dry your hands with paper towel to reduce the spread of bacteria. Then the fourth point I have to share with you is don't be too quick to ditch that paper towel. Remember, we're talking about a toilet environment, and we said that 60% of aerosol is on the air, 3 feet above the air on the toilet. And you know the public toilets are usually open. So don't be so quick to ditch that paper towel which you've used to dry your hands. You can use that paper towel to quickly open the door and do 1 or 2 things within that toilet before you get out. So in situations where you can't find paper towel in toilets, it's advisable to have those things in your bag. yes, little paper towels in your bag, because that is going to go a long way to help you. So then that takes me to the fifth point, which I want to share with you, and that is keep your phone far away when using the toilet. Yes, your phone should be far away when using the toilet. So if you know you are going to the toilet, it's advisable you keep your phone in your bag. It's advisable you drop your phone with someone to avoid germs and bacterial contamination. I see no need why you should take your phone to the toilet when you want to do number one or number two. Now that takes me to the sixth point, which I want to share with you, is that cover your hands as much as you can. What do I mean by that? You can say when you enter the toilet, you have doorknobs, you have the tap, you have the sink, you have different things in the toilet. So you'll be touching and touching and touching and touching. So it's advisable you cover your hands. I'm not saying wear gloves. You can cover your hands with this dry paper towel wipes. So that is why it's advisable you have your little wipes in your bag, and also your paper towel, little paper towel. You know, as a lady, there's this wipes that is dried. You can put easily, very small, fluffy. You can easily put in your bag. So you can carry that around. Use it to open the doorknob. Use it to open the tap. Use it to flush, press, and all those things. That is going to go a long way to reduce you getting E.coli or bacterial infection. Then the next question I know is going through your mind is, should you put your buttocks on the public toilet? Okay, personally, what I advise is before you put your buttocks on a public toilet, you just have to look at it properly. Is it physically soiled? Is it looking dirty? All right, you just have to make sure you look at the toilet properly. Look at it, use your eye to scan, do 1 or 2 scans. But if it is not physically soiled, you feel okay, it's good for you to go, then you can put your buttocks on the toilet and use it effectively well. But if it is physically soiled, personally, I don't advise you putting your buttocks on the toilet, because that is going to increase some likelihood of infection, and I know you don't want it. And something I want to share with you is that even if you squat in a particular toilet, when you squat, you are not going to empty the bowel completely. For those that squat when using public toilets, you notice that you don't empty the bowel completely. So what I advise in that particular moment, try as much as possible to get a toilet that is properly cleaned. If possible, get a paid one. If that's going to make it more better, get a paid one, use it, and also squat when the need be. But if there is no need, I would advise you sit. Put some tissue paper on the seats. Put some tissue paper on the seat that you're sitting on. Yes, and definitely do your thing with no stress. And for those that have shared toilets at home, especially in hostels, that's why I said it depends on where you're located and where you are. So for those that have shared toilets back in the hostels where the toilet is physically soiled and you have nothing to do, what I advise is to get a potty. You can manage a potty to help empty the fecal matter. Because back then in our hostel, I can imagine how dirty and physically, both physically and otherwise, the toilets were dirty, and you cannot even think of putting your buttocks directly on the toilet. During NYSC camp, hostel life, for those that are in school, you understand what I'm talking about. It's not common everywhere, but it's not common here where I am. But back in my hometown, it is, where the toilets are physically soiled. So in such a situation, you can get a potty. Yes, a potty, use, then put back and flush. You don't have to put your direct buttocks on the toilet, because there's a likelihood of you going down with bacteria and viral infection, and I know you don't want that. And also try as much as possible to disinfect the potty that you are using. Disinfect the potty. If there is sunlight, expose the potty to sunlight so it kills all the bacteria that are available around there. So you don't just take your potty, keep it under the bed without exposing it to sunlight, without even disinfecting, because you are going to increase your chance of getting infection if you don't do the right thing to your potty. As a lady, we all know that we are more prone to infection. We are more prone to getting infection when we are not careful when compared to the men, because our urethra, if you notice, it's small, but for the men it is big. Before it will travel down, it's gone. But for the women, it easily travels down and cause a lot of issues for us. So it's advisable you use a potty, clean the potty properly, and do your thing nicely. All right, thank you very much for staying tuned. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to share with a friend if you got value. For all my returning subscribers, this is Nurse Miss Mary saying thank you. Bye and see you in our next video.